Hey guys, what's up? Jordan Arell here, making another daily video on circumcision trauma healing. And for today's video, I'd like to go into something again that I've done before. Actually, one of my least popular videos on mindfulness. And I'm doing this again because I think it's so important. And even if people weren't interested in it for whatever reason, or may have just been a fluke, but it's actually really important. In fact, I had another severe trauma when I was around 18, and I used this technique over the course of 3 months for around 6 hours a day on average, and completely and utterly healed that trauma in a matter of 3 months. So it's incredibly powerful. I know it works really well. It's just not very exciting. It's very kind of boring sounding. Maybe, I don't know. That's my guess as to why people don't like it, but I'm going to do it anyways because it's super helpful. It's easy to do if you don't feel like doing anything else for whatever reason. It's super easy. And so what do you do for this technique? I'm calling it mindfulness here, though it's not mindfulness in the strict sense of, or at least in some strict senses of that word. It's really just being aware. That's it. So just being aware of what's going on inside of you, experiencing that, being with your experience, and bringing up those aspects of circumcision trauma that are painful to you, and then literally just sitting there with it, not doing anything. So a little bit of background on why this works. Basically, we have these patterns from circumcision that get entrained in our mind, that repeatedly, every time we think about circumcision or some aspect of it, we get triggered, we get emotional about it, we get very upset, we start having these images running through our mind, these thoughts that repeatedly run through our minds about circumcision or different ways circumcision has hurt us, or a million different directions you can kind of go with the horror that circumcision is. And it's just these same things repeating in our brains over and over and over. And so what this technique does is, when you see those things coming up, you allow them to come up, but you're bringing in a new element. It's sort of your prefrontal cortex, your higher mind, that's observing everything that comes up, including the emotions, including all the thoughts, all of the images, anything that comes up around this issue, any body sensations. And it's literally just being the awareness of those things, just sitting with it, just experiencing it, not trying to change it, not judging it, not doing anything with it at all. That's really actually the imperative, is that you're not judging, you're not changing, you're not doing anything except watching, just being with whatever comes up. So to start this, you can take a few deep breaths and start getting centered in your body. Sometimes if you find your attention wandering too much during this exercise, it can be helpful to just take your attention back to your breath and experiencing your body, feeling yourself, just being present in the moment. Feeling the breath as your chest rises and falls. Feeling your butt on the chair, your feet on the ground. The weight of your body pressing against the chair. And then allowing whatever thoughts to come up that arise when you think of circumcision. letting any emotions come up, letting any thoughts or memories or anything come up associated with that. Just allowing everything around this topic of circumcision to arise inside of you, sort of using that as your object of meditation, thinking about circumcision, or it can be some particular aspect of circumcision if there's something in particular you really want to work through, like your relationships or the pain or the procedure itself or what you're missing or whatever it may be. But just bringing your attention back to circumcision every time you find it wandering, bring it back to your body, bring it back to your breath, and then watching those thoughts, those emotions that come up, and just being with them. Being here as the awareness, watching all of that. And that's it. So I continue doing that. Just sit here with circumcision, with whatever is painful for you around it, allowing yourself to be aware of that, be with that, breathe with it, and just be in your senses, in your body, in your experience. Allow yourself to relax and just see what comes up. See if you can keep your attention on the moment, on whatever's arising. And be the awareness. So I'll let you do that for a few minutes now. Remember, if your mind wanders at all, it's no problem. Just notice that. Be aware of that. And then just bring your mind back to circumcision. And be aware of how that makes you feel. What thoughts and ideas come up around that. Just keep on watching your inner experience. It's no problem at all if your mind wanders. That's normal and expected. Or if you kind of get lost in those thoughts and experiences. When you notice that, just take a step back. Breathe. Be in your body. And again, come back with that intention to watch what is happening. Just being aware. as you notice thoughts or feelings around circumcision coming up, just start to get a little bit more curious about those thoughts and feelings, and see if you can pay even closer attention. Notice the little variations, how it feels in different parts of your body, or what the details of that thought are, what the imagery associated with that thought is, what the wording is, what the feeling behind the thoughts are. And start to just notice as much as you can. This is expanding your awareness, so you can, the more you are aware of all of these patterns that you have around thinking and the emotions you have around circumcision, the more awareness you have, the more you can start to change them and transform them. But first, it's just developing that awareness. So again, just bring your attention to circumcision. Even that word itself, you can feel how that feels to you. What kind of sensations does that give rise to? What kind of colors or images? And then bring some curiosity to that. Really seeing how much you can be aware of around your inner experience of circumcision. So as you think about circumcision, as you allow, not really actively think about, but just allowing all these thoughts, all these feelings to arise, being aware of them, just remembering to also be in your body, in your gut, in your heart, breathing with it, and really experiencing the range of sensations, of feelings all throughout your body. And if you get too activated at any time, you can take a break and just focus on your breath. Just relaxing completely. And then again, bringing your attention, when you're ready, back to circumcision. And again, every time it's like the first time. See if you can be even more aware than before of circumcision, of your experience of circumcision, of your ideas and feelings. And just just keep on bringing that non-judgmental awareness, being that awareness of your experience. Allowing whatever comes to come, whatever goes to go. Just experiencing your experience in this moment. So let's continue just doing that, being aware. You can just repeat that word circumcision to yourself if that helps you to focus and bring up more ideas to be aware of around this, or more feelings around this. And again, if your mind wanders, find, my mind still wanders after having done this quite a bit. It's just normal, it's just to be expected. Just watching, just being aware when that has happened, and you see it, then you just see, oh, my mind's been wandering. You see that, you see the sort of discussion you're having with yourself about it, and then just kind of, just keep being aware, really. Just watch those thoughts, bring your attention back to circumcision, and then continue just watching. There's no problem at all if your mind does wander, that's normal. Or if it gets caught up in a certain thought, but just bring it back and get curious again, be aware. Watch what's happening inside you. Alright, now just letting all of that go and taking this last minute or so to just completely relax. Let all of the muscles in your body totally relax. Let all of those thoughts, all of those ideas, images, feelings just melt back into space, into your unconscious. Let your mind relax. Let your face and your heart and your gut relax. Let even the space around you just totally relax. Take a last few deep breaths. And you can just shake loose any remaining tension. Let it all go. Stretch if you want to. And that's it for today. So, as I said, you can do this for as long as you like to, just sitting with whatever comes up. I found it to be most helpful when I was in a very, very, very severe state of trauma where things were just constantly coming up all the time. So if I just went and sat and didn't do anything, these thoughts would all just be coming up anyways, and it was automatic. It was even when I was trying to focus on anything, it'd all be coming up. So I could just go and sit on the dock on my lake when I lived back in Minnesota. Just sit and watch everything that was coming up for hours and hours every single day, and gradually it transformed my whole life to be really, really, really good from the most painful period I've ever experienced. So, would recommend that if you have some time every day, or if you have even just a little bit of time. Every little bit counts. So, thank you, as always, for doing this for yourself, for doing it since it forces me to continue making these videos, and keep it up. Keep up the good work. You guys are awesome. The fact that you commit to doing this and to helping yourself in this way is incredible. It's so, so good for you. I've never experienced a transformation like healing from trauma. So, yeah. That's it for today, guys. As always, I will talk to you again tomorrow. Peace out.